Yes, that's right. Just like Chef Anthony, our timing will never be good, but that's fine because we have enough chicken for all of you. So, welcome to our coverage of Below Deck. I am your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined by my co host, my co captain, the one whose face I find truth in. Chappell is here. Welcome.
Sasha, I didn't even realize that we were as late as Chef Anthony. But again, the quality is what really matters. We're coming here delivering some top shelf, some gourmet podcasting and coverage of Below Deck. So I'm happy to
Correct.
be here, and I'm glad that the Peanut Galley is with us in the chat as well.
Yeah, shout out Peanut Gallery. Sorry, I was running late. We were having some issues. Work. I'm on the West Coast. All right, it's still only 12 my time. So please, sorry we're late, but here we are. And if you're listening to us, you don't know what the hell we're talking about because you just get your stuff. And if you're listening and you want to see our pretty faces, come on down to the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel, and you can find us talking about it every Wednesday at 3-ish o'clock. Y'all, it's just Chappelle and I can't. Okay, we can't stop talking. We're sick. It's us. So check that out. And of course, if you want to listen to us, we're also on the Bravo TV RHAPup feed, wherever you get your podcast. And speaking of, give us some reviews. All right, we're at 215. Let's get to 250. All right, please help us out. Get us to 250. Thank you. But anyway, I think enough dilly dallying. All right, we're late. So listen, Peanut Galley said, Anna, shout out to you. Said give me more time to watch the new Love Is Blind episode. You're
Do what
welcome.
you gotta do.
You're
Listen, Love is
welcome.
Blind is messy this season, and I think
I'm
Below Deck is
bored.
about to get messier. Look, the first couple episodes of Love is Blind, I was like, okay, they got some big crackhead energy going on here. I'm gonna be tapped in, but you're right. I think it slowed down a bit. There were like little moments, right, where I was like, these are paid actors and they're here to make drama. But I think we have to shift our attention to Below Deck. I think the real drama might be coming later on this season.
Oh, very much. Because again, I feel. How did you feel about this episode? Yeah. Where are you?
It was cool. I feel like we're still building to something. I feel like we haven't gotten to the highs that we got last season. I mean, last season, straight out the gate, 3 episodes in, we had like 3 fights. We were missing people. People were getting sick. That was 3 or 4 episodes in. This one, we just get our first outing where they go to the bar and go out and have a good time. We're getting like some slow burning beef between Fraser and Barbie, and then some like little seeds that are being planted about Ben and Kat and Sunny. So there's a little bit here and there, but it still hasn't reached the messy points that I know we're used to here on Below Deck.
Yeah, even for me, agreed to everything you're saying, and I think even the going out night felt like okay, that was cute.
Yeah, it was a little tame. Yeah.
Kyle called this what a piss in a fart or a fart in something. It's the name of the episode too, and I still can't get it right. Whatever, because it's so crazy. But for me, it felt like a fart in the wind, where it just went away. Like it's happening. The night out is happening. So I agree. Caitlin and Thundercats in the chat says missing Captain Lee. Feel like Captain is giving us nothing. I think he's just a little bit pissed as a thank you. Thundercats pissed as a fart. Oh my god. Here we are. All right, y'all. What are we talking about? No, just kidding. So I felt that it came and went the night out. Usually we get more craziness, but y'all told me there's gonna be lead up, and I'm gonna listen to you. I'll just say that. All right. Peanut Galley is reassuring me. I'll say that.
Yeah. This night out, I think that yeah, it was normal. There was some dancing, there was some drinking, but that was about it. There was no fighting really. There was no drama there. You see some glimpses of Kat not really feeling like she's a part of the group and not really fitting in. But for the most part, I do think it was a lot of like the slow burn. I don't know how many episodes we're gonna get this season, but we got little breadcrumbs of like was it It wasn't Anthony. Who was it who was saying like, "Oh, I think I might be into
Kyle,
Barbie,"
Kyle,
like that.
Kyle.
Oh, you're right. And so like those little bitty seeds, but nothing like, "Oh, we're just gonna start hooking up night one." It wasn't as explosive as we're used to getting.
Yeah, and Big T, Anna in the chat said, right, like, feel like a lead up to the next episodes. Again, how do we feel about 2 episodes a week? I think that actually might give us a little bit more drama, and maybe it wraps up things, right? Like the minute storylines a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And also this seasons just lasts very, very long when they're
Mhm.
one a week. I mean, it's like 18, 19 episodes, it feels like. And it's just like, that's half the damn year just on the boat, you know? And so I think, yeah, if they were doing two a week, it would probably move a lot faster and you would get a lot more bang for your buck, especially when we have to recap the episodes. Because in this one,
Exactly.
the most drama we get is that what Fraser and Barbie aren't really getting along. Because that's like the high point of this.
But it's giving Cold War, right? Like, we're
Hmm.
not in, like, a full-on, let pew, pew, pew. It's very much we're still in Cold War, living our best life. So, here we are, but let's get into it because we start with Kat and Barbie are still not getting along. And then the confessionals, the editing, I will say, so funny this season where we're getting the food stylized Food Network style food shots. We're getting confessionals that are side by side of them like retelling the story. And you really see the moment of like your side, my side, and the truth playing out. And I loved in the culmination of Barbie versus Kat was, and she's such a bitch.
In unison, yeah. No, that was pretty cool. I was thinking, okay, I like this because in the moment
Mhm.
they do hug and make up, but immediately after we hear the confessionals that show that they're just not on the same page. And I think the last episode it was looking like, okay, Kat, you were doing a lot, but based on this episode, Barbie's not giving a lot either to this like
Yeah.
makeup and to any of this conflict. There's gonna be some conflict with Barbie's attitude throughout the episode. And I think this shows it because immediately after this, they have their confessional, and you see Kat kind of go tell Zandy, I think, that hey, me and Barbie are good now. There's no worries. But it doesn't feel like Barbie's ever good with her. Barbie does not let go of a grudge.
Yeah, I don't think Barbie is the forget and forgive type of person. I think she might be like a let's move through this for this moment. And
Yeah.
that's it. Because when they go out, even right, like no one's giving Kat the time of day. There isn't really much going on. We do get the Barbie line that we got in the in episode 1 when they were doing the series like intro where Barbie's like, "Yeah, I have 3 nannies." And I said, "When can I live this life?"
I just need that. I need that type of pampering. I need that type of luxury. She said she had one for her hair, one for her clothes,
I
one for
definitely
just
need someone for my hair because I'm always messing with it on the podcast. It's so annoying, even for me, y'all. So it's just what a life. I wish I could lead it. And then we do get this moment of Jared sharing that he's never met his kid.
Yeah. So we talked about this before where we know he had FaceTimed his kid and that he has he wants to be in his kid's life. But yeah, he had never told us the full story, which is that he basically had this fling and then his baby mama moved away and but then the baby came and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is yours. But he really wants to be in the baby's life. And he said for the last year and a half he's been FaceTiming. So I give him credit for trying to, make that connection with someone who's across the world. I mean, the kid's in Anchorage, Alaska. So I was kind of like, wow, that's tough. But at the same time, I was like, man, that's crazy. It's so wild. I really hope that maybe maybe Jared, I'm sorry, gets to go meet this baby at some point, or we get to get some updates about the reunion. Do they talk about this kind of stuff on Watch What Happens Live? That's the kind of stuff I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, they do. I'm sure, like, if Andy watched the show, like, this would be a question, right? Like, hey, since, you've been on, can you say more? But they haven't been, Jared hasn't been on Watch What Happens Live. Fraser and Captain Kerry were on episode at the end of episode 1. Last week was
Mhm.
someone else, and so was this week. I might be getting the times confused, but it doesn't matter. Like, the point is, we've only had them. And that's it. So again, Andy, give us more below deck, or let Chappelle and I come in and ask the questions. How about that?
We
Okay.
need to do interviews. Yes,
We
if you're a
yes,
part of the cast and you're listening to this, holler at us. Just tweet
please.
us. Yeah, let us know. We'll have you on. We don't care. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Tell your side of the story.
Yeah, and it's something like Chappelle and I have been, trying like talking that we maybe need to figure out how to do that. So, be on the lookout. Maybe we can figure something out. And Anna does say this is a classic below deck bosun storyline. Yeah, there's something always going on in the bosun's life that you're just like, what? Are you all right, man? Like, is
Yes.
this all good? We'll get through it somehow. And I want to say the Jared's mic should always be on. 'Cause why is he
Mhm.
just singing Dance Monkey by himself in
He's
the
funny. He's very
he's
funny,
so
and I
funny.
like in a like a comedian type way, more like a cartoon. Like if
Yeah.
you just watch him long enough, he's gonna do something funny that you're gonna laugh at. I like Jared a lot. I'm hoping they're able to I hope he's able to step it up and not get fired this season because it does seem like his friend is his biggest ops.
Yep. It's just I don't understand. Everyone's out to get him.
Yeah, it might be jealousy. Maybe they think he's got something that they want or something like
Maybe
that.
his
It's like they're
star is,
trying to
like,
humble him,
rising.
Sasha.
Yeah, maybe his star is on
Trying to
the
humble him.
rise too quickly.
Mhm.
And,
It
I think he, like,
happens.
came in early, right? Ben is like, "Dude, I've been here for so long, and now you?"
Yeah.
I don't like that. I
Ghetto.
like that, Ben.
Very
Yeah,
ghetto.
and I starred this for later, but since we're talking about Ben's dumbass, Michael begs the very important question. I think you may have talked about it previously, but is Ben hot? I'm confused. The person I see on the screen is sort of a weird looking dude. Here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
I asked this question last time because I too don't understand. Like like again, not something that I normally go for anyway, so it's not really my wheelhouse here. But I'm thinking like conventionally, is he in the same vein as some of these other leading men that we've seen in these shows that are supposed to be the love interest? Because it just isn't giving me what I think it's supposed to give.
Here's the thing I will say about Ben. Number one, his attitude knocks him down 7 pegs, right? Like, even if he was a full on 10, his attitude gets him down to a 5. Again, not that anyone should be on a number, but I think that Ben is not necessarily also my type.
Mm,
Luca, we can
mhm.
even look at, right? And Lolly says it in the chat, right? Like Luca. Yeah, Luca objectively is a good looking guy, period. That you can't argue that. Those eyes are beautiful. But Ben, I think, has a room to grow. I think that's the kindest way I can say it. And then the room to grow, he's being a dick. So
Okay, okay.
that's where I think the Ben, like, we have to knock him down. Okay. But Ben, d- here's the thing is, have I been doing it wrong? Because Ben has been kind of flirting with Sunny on and off, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, they're in the hot tub acting a fool. And Zandy has literally tumbled into the hot tub, and all you see is the sunscreen, right? Like the sunburn, I mean, just the red just go down. And next thing you know, Sunny's like, "I'm out. Where's Speedo boy? I got to go." And just says, where can we go for a little kiss?" I'll flex. I could never,
Yeah.
never.
She said, "Hey, come on, it's time." And he said, "All right, here I come." I mean, I was happy that they took Zandy and put her away. It was time for her to
Yes,
go to bed.
please.
After you fall in the jacuzzi, hey, it's your exit. But yeah, while he was gone, she's just like, "Hey, well, since you down there, let's go ahead and hook this up." And so I thought they were gonna, I thought they were gonna do it, but it didn't like it was just a makeout session. Some cute again. Not the levels of mess that I'm used to on Below Deck. I'm not used to just like, oh yeah, we just went and kissed. It was cute. I'm used to them going in there and doing the things and then sneaking out
Yes.
and then somebody almost catching them or their roommate being in the room. This is a very tame cast so far.
Yeah, so here's what I thought. I thought he would hook up with Sandy first, and
Ooh.
then we get a little moment with Sunny after. But I'm great.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Listen, Ben, currently you're not getting a Gary Award.
Yeah. Like
We'll
I said,
say that.
he's a little tame. I mean, he's kind of got Gary's attitude that I'm not
Yes.
loving, but
Yes, yes, yes.
but he ain't got that Luca dog in him that you just need to have sometimes. You know, I was like, it's not giving me what I thought it was going to give me this season. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, and to keep going on this Sunny Ben storyline, he then goes, "Hey, what was that all about?" The next morning. Is that really how you would talk to someone that you wanted to like maybe have a boat situationship with? No. So he's like, "Did you want attention or affection? Are you
That was
stupid?"
player. Nah, that was player.
What do you mean? If
He
someone
roped
said
her
that
up
to
real
me,
good.
I'm never kissing them again.
See, that was the thing though, because she thought she had the upper hand. She's like, "Hey, is it like
Oh,
where can we go to
okay.
kiss?" And so he came back and was like, "Oh, so you just wanted my attention yesterday?" Like he's trying to play it cool as opposed to being wrapped around
Ah,
her finger. You know, he had to flip the
okay,
script. I'll give
okay.
him credit for that one. You can't listen. You can't have
Look at
somebody
me. I don't
hit
even
you with the
acknowledge.
come on. Yeah, she hit. Yeah, you're like it would have never been you in the first place because you would have never like that text message like where can we go to kiss? Be real, leave me alone. But yeah, but she hit him with that. She hit him with the come on. And so he just came running. So the next day you got to be like, whoa, hold on. Now we was having a good time yesterday, but what was that about? Because I don't know. I hope you don't think I'm just gonna be chasing you around the boat. He said we could do a little boat dance or something like that, but I ain't that easy. I was like, okay, Ben, I
But
see
you
you. I see you.
are.
You got it, but you can't pretend to be. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta play it cool. Because you getting packed up like that after the first night. Be a gentleman, Ben. You know, don't
He
keep
was.
your
That's
legs
why he only
closed.
kissed her, I guess, and did keep the
Yeah, he
legs.
trying.
Close your legs to married men. No, I'm just kidding.
To
Uh,
married men.
oh my gosh. No, I and then okay, the cherry on top of this shit cake that Ben has made. All right. There is a moment where Sunny, is putting away the jet skis with Jared, and she has no life jacket on, and she doesn't have the kill switch connected to her, the button that you have to do,
Mhm,
and she's just vibing and bringing it around. Jared is a good manager and pulls her
mhm.
aside and says, "Hey, you can't do that next time. Like, don't ever do this again." She's like, "Oh my god, so sorry. We're good to go." And then here comes Snitch McSnitcherson, and he goes, "Hey," the radio, and blasts her ass on the radio. Wha
Mhm.
Can you imagine someone doing that to you?
I felt like this was less about her and more about him trying to show up Ben. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
show up Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like he wanted to show, oh, Jared's not in control of what's happening here. Look at me. I know the safety precautions. I'm going to make sure this is in line. And so Jared was like, I got it. But in the meantime, oh yeah, it definitely made her look bad. Like, why am I having to tell the deck crew not to go out into the ocean without a life jacket? Like that makes her look bad in front of the captain. And so for that moment, she was done with him. Now, Sasha, do you think she's always going to be done with him, or was this just like a minor setback?
Minor setback to the what is it? The major comeback.
Major
Bec
comeback?
because because unfortunately the options are slim to them.
She's like, what else am I going to do? Like, yeah, y'all can date somebody off the boat. That do that happen? Sasha, does that
Who?
ever
Like a
happen?
waiter at the
Do they ever meet a local that just keeps coming
Yes,
back to the boat,
yes,
Sasha?
yeah.
See, that's what I want to see. I have yet to see that to where a local just keeps showing up every other night or meeting them at the bar all the time. Give me that instead of just being like looking around and saying, well, I guess Ben is who I have to, so I'll do that because this is a rude. Like he low key could have got you fired,
Yeah,
and that's sloppy.
that's what I'm saying, but the thing is you have to let them know that they're your only
Mhm.
option, because then that, like,
Oh,
knocks them down a little bit. Like, you have to be in the confessional being first of all, don't be a clown, right? Don't ever sit there and say like, "Oh, I think I'm interested in him." Never. Never do that to yourself.
never.
'Cause they will play that with his account of like, "I'm just not into her. It's just like a fun little moment we're having." Stupid, idiot,
Yeah,
number 1. Secondly, yeah, you just gotta be like, "Ben, you're a dick, but, like, the options is slim." You can say it in a jokey way, but you got to say you gotta knock him
you
down
gotta say
again.
the words.
Yes.
You gotta humble them, Sasha. Listen, the theme of this episode, you gotta humble them.
You got to. And it's so easy to do it too. Anyway, let me stop. Let me not go down that road again. So it's just, yeah, Michael says in the chat too, it was so weak. He only wanted Captain to know. Agreed. And
Mhm.
yeah, Susan, thank you. Does it? Kate hooked up with the local. Kate has, y'all don't know about Kate. Let's just say that. And then, yes, Thundercat. Sunny is so much hotter than Ben. She needs to hop off around the boat. Here's the thing. Bear with me, everyone. Sunny and Zandy is my OTP.
Ooh, okay. Now that's hot. Okay, because
Yeah,
Sunny is very good looking. Like
very
she does not need to slum it with Ben if she doesn't want to. You know
correct.
what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm like. Get off the boat, meet somebody. But if Zandy is an option, go for it. I mean, literally anything else. I mean, because this is like you said, the pickings is slim. But at some point, this man embarrassing you in front of your boss. You gotta move around. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
Sunny finds something else to keep her attention because this Ben thing is not gonna. I don't think I'm a fan. I don't think any of us here on this recap are a fan of the Ben thing.
Yeah, I want him to like watch this back and be like, "Oh my god, I was embarrassing." But he won't. He won't cuz he's probably going to be bosun soon. Allegedly. I have no inside info. Um ooh, Michael says Sunny and Luca would be on the same pretty level. Yeah. But I think Luca
Yes.
just needs a little bit more of like someone that knows how to play the game, and I don't think Sunny does.
Right. Who was the stew? Was it the stew from a couple seasons ago with with Gary? She was
Oh,
young.
yeah.
Yeah, but she was not bothered by Gary
Not
at
me
all. She was
forgetting her
like,
name.
yeah. Listen, I can't remember her name, but she was like a perfect, like she's like,
Yeah.
I ain't got time for this. Like this is for play. I'm
The
not gonna be chasing
period
after
girl.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not having it. So yeah, bring back her.
No, I agree with that, and I can't believe we forgot her name, but anyway, here we are. So that, like, wraps up, yeah, and then the deck team, I will say, like, has had spurts of good where, Jared did wake up, early to get the ship ready to go, which I appreciated, and Captain Kerry really saw and was like, "This is amazing, good for you." So
Mhm.
appreciate that, and her name, I think was it Madison? 'Cause I can see her face, the blonde, um
Yeah, I can see her face too, but I cannot remember her name. I have to
yeah.
get to typing on
Fun
here and
fact
looking for
about
it.
me, I'm name blind, like, I don't know that that's a thing, but I can tell you everything about your life story, but I will never, like, sometimes never remember people's names. Don't know what that says. Mads, it is okay, I was close. It was
Okay.
Mads. Thank you.
Mads, gotcha.
I didn't even look it up because
Yes.
I was like, "It's gonna bother me if I don't
Yeah.
say it." So,
No,
yeah.
no. Mads
Anyway.
Mads knew what she knew what was up. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I think Luca needs a Mads.
Mhm.
'Cause then it's more
Yeah.
fun. Cause then you're like,
But
"Oh,
see,
they're
that's
going
the
toe to toe."
yeah, but those type of people don't ever find each other because they see each other and they recognize, okay, I'm familiar with your work. Let me go pick a weaker opponent. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not
Mads knows
lying.
what's up, and yeah, like you see the other person playing the game, you like, nah, I ain't gonna waste my time with you because you're gonna have me mad.
This is the reason I would never go with someone like that. You're not gonna get me caught
uh-uh.
up.
Right. Now, have me looking like the fool. Nah, I'm gonna make you look
Imagine.
like the fool. Yeah, nah.
Imagine.
Nope.
But
You
yeah,
gotta
the
know when to hold
problem
them
is
and
then
when
you'll
to
be
fold
like,
them.
"But that's hot." Like, maybe I'll play the game, but then you get over it very quickly.
Yeah. And if you
So,
don't, you get played. So I'm just saying,
don't
everybody
be
can't win the game.
stupid. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
y'all seen the movie Players? I swear it's my life story.
I have. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so with that, I think that's like our like going out messiness. Jared does have a moment with Barbie where he says, I don't know you from a can of paint, but I like the fact that when I look into your eyes, I find truth.
That was nice to say, wasn't it? Wasn't that amazing? You don't
She
like that?
laughed in his face.
I mean, it was absurd. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it sound
Do you
like
think he
something
watched
that you
Big
read in a
Brother?
greeting card. Oh, like when I see you out here, I think of home or
I
something like
home.
that. That was his moment.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it just felt like, like maybe that's just he comes off like that kind of guy to say something like that. Like he could write Hallmark cards if he wanted to.
Yeah, like, he's just I'm telling you, he's in his own zone. His mic has to always be on. Like, give me
Yeah.
all of his Jared-isms, because what do you
Yeah.
mean when I, like, find truth?
Yeah. He just
L
look, he there's something there. He's telling her something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but damn it, let him cook. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Like I
there a
don't want him to
nanny
get
for
fired.
that? Like, I am confusion.
I don't want to look. I don't want him to get fired because he's
No,
got
I'm with
a lot
you.
of quotes coming
Same,
our way, and so
same.
we need more Jared. Give him somebody more fun to talk to and to play around with because Barbie's not having it. She's never going to go for that. Maybe
Yes.
Jared and Zandy need to talk a little bit more.
Ooh, Thundercat. He should have said it to Cat. Yeah, I think Cat
Yes,
would have
yes.
hook, line, and
Cat.
sinker with that one.
Because Fraser has recognized that Cat might need a little bit more attention.
Ooh, let's get into it. Maureen does say like he seems to be a real pot stirrer. I think you're talking about Ben, and I agree. Okay, he's doing too damn
Hmm.
much. So yes, now
A
let's
lot.
get to it because it's the next day, and Cat is still like moving a little. So Fraser goes, "Listen, I remember my early days of yawning. They were pretty rough. People pouring a hot tea on him. Like, I was like, I don't think that's allowed. That's like against labor
Right.
laws.
The whole
We're
ass
not
hate crime as well. Like just because he's gay, why would you do that? It's a lot.
like we're not pledging. I don't understand." And anyway, so then he says, "I wish someone, was there to look after me." So he says, "Hey Kat, like what's going on? Let me know." And then I don't mean this like n- in a rude or disrespectful way, but it was like the floodgates opened of trauma. And when she
Mhm.
shared her story, I couldn't believe it, right? Both her parents died when she was young, and leaving her and
Mhm.
her brother, of course, to grow up in foster care, which meant they were separated. And then once they were separated, she was placed in a very religious family. And I mean, it sounded traumatic.
Mhm. She used the
Oh,
word cult. She definitely said
yeah, you're
cultish,
right.
so I'm kinda like, not passing judgment on whatever their religion is, but they wouldn't let her see her biological brother. They had no relationship with him because he wasn't in the religion, and so she can talk to him. So eventually she leaves them all together, severs ties with them, and now her and
Mhm.
her brother are good friends and close family, and they're all she really has. And so Kat's struggling because she says on all the rest of the boats she's ever worked on, she has no issue making friends, but for some reason she just can't connect to these people. So maybe this story will be the thing that really helped Fraser kind of see, her side of or see like the way she's kind of perceiving everything. And maybe they can connect at least because it doesn't look like she's making any friends right now.
Yeah, and it seems like which goes into the next piece, right? Where this family really dug into her when she wasn't being perfect, right? Quote unquote. And that causes a lot of anxiety when she is not perceived to be having a good work ethic, which is fascinating because now it makes sense why like night 1, hour 1, she was in tears because she
Mhm.
was just like, "Oh my like, they don't like me," or, "I'm not being good at my job." So I
Right.
think
Comma
over
butt.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Comma
yeah.
butt, Sasha. Comma butt. We can't okay. She's going through some trauma. She's gonna take these things very she's gonna take them to heart because it's gonna remind her
Mhm.
of the traumatic ways her family used to treat her. Comma butt. Ma'am, you gotta fold them towels right. I'm sorry, lady. Like, what is it? Zandy walks into the cabin and is like, "Hey,
Mhm.
Fraser, you want me to redo all of these because they're not done right?" Fraser had to stop everybody and be like, "Listen, everybody, come together. This is unacceptable. This is not what we talk about. This is
I
not this is not
know.
how I showed y'all I want it done." I'm just thinking, I mean, I can't have it both ways. I can't be like gentle parenting you because of what you've been through, but then you also just being like, I'm not going to do the minimum like stuff that we're asking you to do because there are moments where we see her go, "Oh, that's good enough," and just put the towel down. Like, no, that's not good enough. Stop it. So I'm rooting for her, but she's making it tough. She's making it tough. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's gonna make it through this season.
Yeah, like, it's just Cat was, like, stunned, right? Like she was deer in headlights. And Fraser was like, "This is not how you do this. This is a super luxury, blah blah blah. Yeah, like this is not the space for that." And I was in shock. I was like, "Oh my god, it's like he's yelling at me." He wasn't, but it
Mhm.
felt like that for a second. So I felt really bad. And Lolly says it too. Yeah, service is understandable, but housekeeping, nope, do better. I think this is
Yeah.
a hard work and this is not easy. So she's been used to day charters where, you just need to have like I think people get excited on a day charter if you have towels.
Mhm.
But if I'm
Yeah.
paying like 50K, yeah, I do want a little bit of
Yeah.
niceness.
Oh,
So,
Fraser takes this stuff very seriously. You know, when I remember when they were taking the plates off the table
yep.
last time, and he was like, "This isn't an Arby's. You don't just stack the plates up and take them away." I don't know what he didn't say. This
Yep.
is an Arby's, but he said something to that effect, like, "Hey, bro, this is look. Well, this is gourmet. This is a super luxury yacht." Fraser even tells us that the guests are tacky because they come on there looking like normal, and this is expensive. I'm expecting
Mhm.
expensive guests as well. So yeah, he's gonna hold them to a high standard. And right now it's not looking like Cat's gonna be able to keep up. Oh,
Yeah,
Waffle
and
House. That's what it was, Lolly. Said this is not a Waffle House. And I was like, you're right, because
first of all,
ain't
how
no
dare
bullets.
you? I Waffle
Of course,
House is
Sasha
literally
loves
my
Waffle
number.
House.
How dare you? What does that mean? How dare you?
It ain't a Waffle House if somebody isn't literally fighting over the stove in front of you. So no, this ain't a Waffle House, Fraser, but
Yeah.
definitely
I
needs
do
to fold the
think there are
towels.
certain kind of girls that like Waffle House and hot Cheetos, if you know what I mean. Uh, and then yeah, Anna says this, but right, like she has a balance of drama and incompetence that can really work on this show. Correct, because you're low
Mhm.
key rooting for her, right? And Michael even said that his Michael's wife was like, "What the hell is wrong with this girl?" And fast forward to this week where we're just like, "Oh," to where we're gonna be like irritated, but not irritated enough to where everything
Uh-huh.
goes to hell.
Right. We
So I
rooting for
love
her
that.
because we know her story, but at the same time, we also know that this ain't gonna cut it. So we're torn. So
Yep.
I think this is right. This is a perfect character for this show because we want you to do well, but also there's a limit.
Yeah, and even chat says, right, like we don't know if she's gonna last. I think that is this gonna be her first quit? Let's see. Uh,
Ooh.
I had a moment, y'all, because that was the other big drama here. Barbie. Do we think Barbie is gonna be like, I'm too rich for this? I don't need this.
Okay, so let's get into it. Barbie and
Yes.
Fraser have a couple conversations throughout this episode. The first one, he tells her, "Hey, could you just be a little sensitive to Cat?" You know,
Mhm.
like this episode. He doesn't say you were talking to her crazy last time. He
No.
doesn't say like you're awful person. He just says, "Hey, this time can we be a little sensitive to her?" And Barbie's like, "Oh, because I'm a horrible person. Oh, thanks." And she immediately takes it to heart, like as if Fraser's coming at her. And from that moment on, she never takes her wall down. She seems like she's irritated with him. She's ignoring him to the point where ultimately they have to have the conversation about her attitude. And yeah, I'm now that you mention it, I wouldn't be shocked if she was just like, I don't like to be treated like this. I'm leaving. And I make too
Yeah.
much money. I got too much money for this, you know? So that's a good point. I actually hadn't considered her quitting because I was actually more concerned about maybe her getting fired. But with these I won't say accusations, but when this criticism coming from Fraser over and over again for her, or at least her perceiving that it's an attack on her, I could very well see that if this conversation that he eventually has with Captain Kerry gets back to her, that she's like, you know what, I'm going home.
Yeah, that's what I feel because at the end it got so bad where he's like, "You're ignoring me. You're being kind of a bitch," and he's muttering under his breath as soon as she walks away, like,
Hmm.
"Oh my god, she can't talk to me like this." Blah blah blah. She is walking away, and she's like, he's horrible. He's this. He's that. Right? Like slamming her bathroom door, being so frustrated with him. It's day 2. What's going on?
Hmm.
Why are we so frustrated? And they're just constantly going back and forth to where it got so bad that he's already snitching to Captain Kerry.
Right. That was my first thought too. I said, "This it's day 2, and you're already telling like Toomey's walking around here getting yelled at by Natalia, and she ain't saying nothing." You know, like not to say that, like, Toomey shouldn't have said something, but
Yeah.
at some point, day one, if you're like, oh no, this attitude's not gonna fly. Kudos to Fraser for having a boundary that's like drawing the line in the sand, saying, hey, we're not doing
Mhm.
this right now. But at the same time, that escalated very quickly, and I was not suspecting that to happen.
Yeah. I also felt for a moment, and this is where I do think this is gonna go. Not like, oh, I'm done with her, she's fired. But I do think it might be a, hey, Captain Kerry, like, I need you to monitor this situation.
Yeah, but just keep an eye on it. But
Hmm.
Captain Kerry does seem like he wants to know all the stuff too. He's made it clear that he doesn't want anything happening on the boat and him being the last one to find out. So it does feel like she's like at least um respecting the chain of command, right? Like Fraser saying, okay, boom, this is a problem. Let me go ahead and run it to you. So when it gets out of control, it's not the first you've heard about it, right? When it gets to the point where we're pointing at each other and yelling across across the boat at each other, that's the last straw. That's when it's like, okay, I've already warned you. You already got, like it documented that we had this conversation. Now let's move to the next position. I think it just felt so extreme because we haven't seen anybody move so quickly on below deck in a while to where someone would just
Yeah.
immediately go and tell the captain. It felt a little extreme at first, but now that we're talking it out, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and Anna brings this up too, right? Where I think the stew drama from last season is affecting how Frasier reacted. Listen, they need to sage the shit out of that bar. When I tell you, anytime people are around that bar, they're fighting. There has
Mhm.
nothing. And last season, the knockout drag out fight, what, not actually, but like the loud fight was at the bar as well. So
Mm.
something's up with the bar. Someone put the hex, or the producers put something there that's causing people to fight. I don't know. But watch out for that bar, everyone.
Well, Sasha, speaking of the bar,
Oh,
can we
let's hear
talk
it.
about the argument that
Yeah.
they have at the bar? Because the guests want margaritas.
I literally looked it up.
And
Yeah.
right, the guests want margaritas, and Barbie wants to make the margaritas with orange juice included. Fraser wants the margaritas out now, but could she not find the orange juice? Like, what was the holdup with the orange juice? Did she want to squeeze the oranges? Why was it taking so long?
I think she wanted to squeeze the oranges. That's the only thing that makes sense, because he was like, "No, I don't care. It's been," and we got the below deck shady timer, right? It was like 10 minutes since
Mhm.
drink, 15 minutes since the last drink, not 30 minutes since the last drink. Sorry, but like one margarita should never take, and
No.
one drink, period, right? Should never take long, because these charter guests are paying so much money. This isn't a Waffle House. No, actually, Waffle House, how dare you? Okay, Sasha, because Waffle House things come quick. So, maybe like Maureen said, maybe it's Chili's, is what Fraser said. So with Chili's, things do be taking a long time. So either way, it's just, why are you doing anything that takes you 30 minutes? I don't understand, because she is mad at Kat for being slow.
Right.
Hot meat kettle.
But yeah, it's like that same energy you had in episode one. Where's that at right now when it comes to these margaritas? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you've been out with me enough. You know, one drink, I'm looking for my next drink. If my goal is to start drinking, then I'm back in line at the bar. 30 minutes and I ordered it already. Oh, you about to hear from me. Like they were better than me. The fact that they hadn't gone downstairs and been like, hey, can I get a is there another waiter that I could get to? Because I would have gone around her by that point. Like, hey, Captain, do you think I can I would have probably changed drink orders by then. Could you whiskey water, something simple? Because I
I
just
would have
don't
been like,
understand why we're waiting so long.
shots for us
Yeah,
all. Just give me the
yeah.
bottle. I'm the bottle
And I
girl now.
and I get that she wanted to make the margaritas special way, right? She wanted to use the orange juice, like she got her your special Barbie Ritas. But at the same time, where is this damn orange juice? What is happening? It doesn't take that long to put orange juice in a margarita.
Because first time, Maureen does say, like, if Frasier would have let her make the margarita with the orange juice, I guess would have had wouldn't have to wait. I don't know that that's true, because I think first it was already 10 to 15 minutes in when Frasier showed up, and he's like, "Hey, what's the
Mhm,
holdup?" Then she said, and then he said, "Do you know how to make, like, tell me, run me the ingredients?" Kind of. She runs it
mhm.
down. And then he's like, "Why do we need orange juice? If we're waiting for orange juice, it should just have blam, blam, blam. Let's move on." And that's when I felt like they were going back and forth about it. So it sounded like the orange juice just wasn't in the vicinity.
But even if Fraser comes to her and says, "Why are we waiting on orange juice? Make the margarita the way I want you to make them." Immediately, you should turn around, grab a glass, grab some tequila, grab some lime, grab some triple sec, and mix it up. And then you
Mhm.
have a margarita. It doesn't take 20 minutes to do that. He said it shouldn't take 5 minutes to make a margarita because you just pour the drinks in a cup. It's like these weren't frozen margs. It wasn't like you had to go and like, there's a machine that y'all got to get
Right.
going. You had to do, and then on top of all of that, Lolly in the chat, she didn't even have orange juice. She had grapefruit juice out
Yup.
anyway.
That is
Come
what
on, man.
killed me. Cause I was like, that's fine if you want to do grape juice and tequila, right? That's an option. I'm sure I
Mm-hmm.
would drink it. Whatever. Who cares? But yeah, and Pambella says, right, why are you wasting time pulling the recipe to be right instead of making the drink? Because I think she just wanted to be like righteous, right? In her mind, she was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and let's make it happen. And Frasier caught her asking Kat to squeeze the orange juice. That's the issue.
Like, stop it. Stop it. I understand that you went to bartending school. I understand that they asked for one of your favorite famous margaritas, but I just came and told you that I don't want you to make that anymore. Add those three ingredients together, mix them up, and put some salt around the rim and go. It's not that complicated. But man, the fact that she did stop and like look up the recipe to be like, see, I told you this is what I'm making. It's like, bruh, while you were doing that, you could have made another margarita because someone in the chat did say, oh, Katz says the number of margaritas they could drink in 30 minutes. Listen, I could
Yes.
kill some drinks in 30 minutes. It would not take me
That's why you
30
have
minutes.
to do shots. Guys,
Yeah,
come
you
on,
have
listen to
to.
me.
You got to. At least if she was doing that, she should have sent out another drink in the meantime. Like, hey, could you send up those complimentary shots or something like that while I look for the orange juice? You
Yes,
know,
something with tequila, but do tequila and lime. Like that's my favorite drink lately, right? But like, do a tequila with some lemon juice, send it off, and then be like, and now I'm gonna make the pretty margaritas because she's looking
hmm
for. Finally, the drink is made, and now she's like looking for an umbrella. And you know, cat moves slower than slots. What
hmm
are we doing here?
This is a pattern with this boat. I've been talking about how good they are as far as keeping the drama down. It's kind of tame, but between how slow Cat was moving, how slow Sheffy was moving, and now how
Oh,
slow Barbie is moving, it's like I don't know if it's just a boat full of perfectionists. Well, I know Cat doesn't count. Cat does not count because we've
mm-hmm.
seen her just throw caution to the wind and be like,
Yep.
whatever, these towels. But Barbie and Sheffy to both be like, it has to be this exact way or else. And it just completely derails everything else. It's happened twice now, 2 episodes in a row. What are we doing?
Yep.
Speed it up.
Wake up, everyone. I feel like Frasier is the only one currently that has Frasier and Sandy, sorry, that are the only two that have urgency on this boat at this point.
Mhm.
And I don't, it's just all of this is a mess. And Anna asked, was Barbie a chief stew previously? She gives that energy. I think that she was, I don't believe she was a chief stew in how her introduction was to us, but she has always been like high. So she's either been a number
Mhm.
two. I think so she's been, yeah. And I think the way she grew up, right? Like she talks a lot about
Mhm.
her, how she studied all of this and she spent a lot of time like learning her craft, which is why I
Mhm.
think that energy comes. Um, and yeah, Lolly
Yeah.
even asked a great question. What's gonna happen when she's sleeping and somebody wants the famous margaritas?
Yeah. What happens? What
Hmm.
happened? Yeah. What is that? Like nobody knows what's in her special margarita because she had to go squeeze fresh orange juice from it. Ma'am, give us what we asked for. Move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is why now you going back and forth with Fraser. Then she's like, "You're such a dick." I'm like, "Is he a dick for asking you to get a margarita out before 30 minutes?" I don't know. People just don't take drinking as seriously as some people do. But when I'm on a luxury yacht, you gotta expect for me to be asking for the luxury drinks. I want my
Yeah.
drink and I want it now because otherwise, what are we doing? Just sitting around talking? We can do that with drinks. Come on, keep them coming.
Yep. And yeah, and Maureen says give her a break. You know, poor girl was trying to make it special. Listen, I think if you need to spend that much time, prep it ahead of time. How about that? That's
Yeah,
all.
or at least have the correct juice. because grapefruit juice is not what even you were looking for. Come on, man. It was a rookie mistake. Honestly, it's not like huge error, but the way that she
No.
bounces back from it with Fraser
Yes.
is unacceptable because Fraser, I would have thought like they would have hashed it out and moved on, but Fraser's already running and telling, and so this is not a good look for her. And it doesn't look like she's able to let bygones be bygones. Like I feel like this might be a conversation they're still having next episode as well.
Yep. 1000%. Yeah, I just can't constantly strive to like be a certain way. And like I said, these guests seem so low maintenance cuz let's talk about them, right?
Hmm.
Where they're there where primaries have come to renew their vows alongside two of their friends and who are also renewing theirs and another couple who's going to be getting married for the first time. So I it
Hmm.
and the vibe they're giving, right? Like after lunch they're like we just want to have fun. We want to drink. Their a big request for the dinner, the first night dinner, was a game, like a tailgate game night
Hmm.
situation. And they were just so happy that Frasier was on with the little referee and the little and he was blowing his whistle. They
Yeah.
were fine. So I just think they wanted alcohol.
Right. This was the most chill guest group you're ever gonna get. They were asking for almost nothing. It really
Mhm.
was like, yeah, this is great. Dress like you work at Foot Locker and then serve me my food. Like that was it. It wasn't anything crazy. Um, and of course the food was awesome as usual. So they didn't really
Yes.
have anything to complain about. And it's like this would have been a 5-star experience had not been for this random argument between the chief stew and one of the other stews about some damn orange juice. So, like you really got to take advantage of moments like this where you have an easy day. That's when you do your best work, because when you get things get crazy, at least you've shown like, oh no, when things are not crazy, I'm good at my job.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, they could have blown them away, and it was like like I said, these people were probably still happy, but there are definitely moments where you don't have to drop the ball in these areas. You can really just do what's asked for you in a timely manner, and these people will be perfectly fine. The tip would be great at the end of the day.
Yes, that part. Okay, and oh my god, it's just I just find it so funny because they seem to be a low maintenance guest that just want
Hmm.
alcohol, and I and I feel like that's us. We're like that too. That's why I really feel it in my heart. The Americans that just want to get drunk. So it is what it
Hmm.
is. Also, let me know, chat. But I feel like the food being showcased is new. Like we have not seen this food getting this like little camera on it and getting like a 360, a rotating platform. Like I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And I think it's a perfect time too because this chef is cooking, okay? The food looks amazing. Every piece of food that comes out looks great. Maybe he should cook a little bit more food so that the people who work with him can actually eat. Just
Oh,
throwing it out
that
there.
was so funny. So he makes chicken, but like it's cordon bleu chicken, and everyone is so excited. And the next thing you see, it's been like really little, really like cut into these pieces. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh! And the captain's like, "No, Sandy, you eat because you're working harder than me." And then Zandy goes to Frasier, "Hey, Frasier, you need to eat also, but there ain't no food to eat."
Yeah. And I've never seen this before on Below Deck where the chef has to like get talked to by the captain and say, "You need to cook more food." Like I
Yeah.
don't care. Like it doesn't have to be cordon bleu chicken. It can be nice sandwiches, but you have to cook enough so that we can all eat because you're still the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're cooking for the guests, but you're still the kitchen for all of us. Now, Sasha, what did you think about the chewy beef? Because that was weird. I had not
Yeah.
seen that before either.
Yeah, he said that it was the guest and the chef both said that it would seem like the cut of the beef that was just a
Mhm.
chewy kind, like a chewy cut, which is why this happened and there wasn't like a fillet but I feel that then maybe you just make it a little bit more rare, right? So
Well,
that
that was the
or was
thing.
it too rare?
No, they said it was cooked. He said, like, the guy cuts the steak and he says, "This is how you cook. Like, that is how a
Right.
medium rare steak is supposed to look."
Okay.
There was a it was a cheap cut of meat. Well, what
Oh.
was this is a luxury yacht. Wait. we need quality beef here. That's really what happened. And I'm just like, wait a minute, are we skimping on the cost here? Where we get this meat from? So that was more interesting to me than anything because I was thinking, well, you can't hold the chef accountable for that. Sasha, if there's ever a time I have to ask for steak sauce for a steak, just take the steak. I don't want it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they needed steak sauce because it was that chewy. They're like, "Do you have anything that you could use? Maybe a reduction or something like that you could use for a blah blah a sauce." I'm like, "A sauce? No, my steak has salt and pepper on it. It
Mhm.
doesn't
Yeah,
take all
that's
of that."
what
You
my
know what I'm
husband
saying?
says. Yeah, Karthik is like, "No, this must be a bad steak. Why are you asking for anything?"
Right. They're trying to mask it. I just thought it was very interesting that you would just pull out the low budget steaks here. It was very odd.
So here's the thing. It is known that like when you ask for premium stuff on the charter, you are supposed to pay for it. So they give you like
Hmm.
a budget, right? Like let's this is just I'm trying to make easy. So your budget is $1,000, right? And a
Hmm.
fillet might be $1,010, right? Or
Hmm.
whatever the extra charges. Like even premium alcohol, they do have to, I think, pay more if you're requesting like the
Chappell.
1942. Yeah. Then like
Hmm.
I think you have to pay on top of whatever, you have to pay the difference basically. So I'm
Hmm.
wondering if that was a moment where they didn't want to like pay for that extra food quality and that's why
Hmm.
we get the cheaper meat. But it sounds like what Anthony said was this is just what they gave us.
Yeah, just what
Um
they had. So very
Let
interesting.
me
Like I
call
said, it for
Norma.
me,
Yeah.
right. For me, it just stood out because I'd never seen that before on this show. I'd
Yeah, and
never
it looked
known.
bad. Like the way he
Yeah.
was cutting it. Oh my gosh.
Especially because if it's medium rare, it shouldn't take that much. It really shouldn't. And it
Mhm.
was so chewy. You could tell they like I said, you asked for steak sauce on a steak. I was like clutching, like, oh my God. Bring
A
something else. I'm good.
connoisseur. You're like, just give me
I'm
chicken wings.
sorry.
Yeah.
Wings and that's it. We'll be fine. Bring some more of that cordon bleu. Oh wait, we're out. Never mind.
Right? At least something. But anyway, I think Anthony's gonna learn, or Anthony's gonna quit. We'll see. Because maybe he's not making enough food. We're just at this point making conspiracy theories because there's apparently so many people getting or leaving the boat. So
Mhm.
why? We shall see. Maybe not enough food, and that's why Ben leaves. Just kidding. No.
Did anybody get fired on Below Deck Med last season?
Yes. Rua, the bosun.
Who?
The bosun, the before Luca, Ruan.
He didn't even make it on the boat. I'm talking about anybody from episode 1 not make it to the No, Natalia left, so
Yeah,
nobody got
Natalia
fired last
left, and
season.
then that girl
Yeah,
that came in for Natalia for Kyle and Toomey also went. But again, I think she was always supposed to go.
right, but I don't think they got fired, so I'm really
No. Sandy
this'll
not
be it
firing someone, gasp.
right, right, so I'm kinda like, "Okay, well, let's see," but yeah, I guess technically he was on episode 1, but I don't count
Yeah.
him, y'all. I'm talking about how anybody get fired, you know what I'm saying?
And he
So
wouldn't
yeah,
have been fired if yeah, he had his papers, so you're right.
right. But, yeah, I would like to see what's happening here because people have said that these are the most people that got fired in a long time or
Mhm.
ever or something like that, and I can see, like, depending on how strict Captain Kerry is, I put about 4 people up on the nomination block right now thinking that they might
Same.
not make it to the end of the season. Yeah.
100%. Okay, I think we can make a case for a lot of these people. Not Frasier, but that's it. And yeah, and Caitlin had asked that as the start, right? Like, are we ready for? We're already on another charter. How are people getting fired? Is this gonna be like a challenge where it's like a purge?
Oh,
you
like
know?
one charter is so bad. Yeah, that he just comes in like, you, and you. Y'all can go. I'm done." Um,
Yep. We'll
maybe.
see. I have no idea. So I can't wait for the purge because yeah, and in the chat was also talking about how they all have like the challenge style GoPro song. I think they're trying to do something with the editing. Let them cook. If that helps us not get the creepy shots, I would be so
Mhm.
happy. But we'll see. Okay, we'll see. And with that, I think that is it for this episode. I love Zandy, y'all. I think that is gonna be one of my faves. She's so funny to me. I just want to be her friend. really
Mhm.
bad. And Lolly does say, let's hope within the sea of firings we get some hotter pieces to play with. Shout out to
Yeah,
you, Lolly, because you're
let's
correct.
take it. Yeah, let's spice it up. Spice it up. Bring in some new blood. Let's go get. Look, we don't even need good stews or good deckhands. Let's go get some models. Some
Please.
where are the porn
Some
stars from two
single.
seasons ago? Yeah. What are we doing
Bring your
here?
tails.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And there was a another like coming up, not Below Deck, but Summer House Martha's Vineyard is coming out. Maybe we dive more into Bravo. Let us know. Do y'all
Maybe.
cuz I okay, Chappelle has never seen this show. That's why
Mm-mm.
I want him to cover it. It is Summer's House Martha's Vineyard. They're all black, a friend group that goes to Martha's Vineyard. And like you saw Summer House, right? Or Winter House. I don't know. I feel like it's been mentioned. I don't think you've seen it. But
You've
anyway,
brought it up a few times, yes, but
yes.
I've never
So
seen it.
this is a show I believe Chappelle should go on, y'all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it was truly one of the most fun new shows. So let's see. Let us know if yeah, thank you Pambella. Yeah, I also think he'll like Martha's Vineyard. Um anyway, so I just yeah, maybe we should be talking if y'all think we should be talking. Let us know. Leave us 5-star reviews. Comment if you think we should be covering Summer House. I put him on the spot. And what? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't talk to him ahead of time. But let us know.
Nope.
I love Summer House and I think I would personally like to cover it. So we'll see. Anyway, so
Mhm.
with that, I think that is it. Chappelle, where can the people find you?
You can find me on recapkickback.com where I have my own podcast and I'm just talking about stuff that I want to talk about. Mari has been joining me every week to count down the top 5 of black movies in different genres. And then this week coming up, we have the top 5 black romances as voted by the listeners of the Recap Kickback. So if you are not a listener of Recap Kickback, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe to the podcast, recapkickback.com. Follow it on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all the places. Join the Facebook community, all that good stuff, and let us know what you want me to talk about because it's my show and I get to talk about whatever I want. And so maybe Sasha comes and talks about Martha's Vineyard over there. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm doing for the most part. I mean, you still can catch me talking about Suits and Pearson on suitspodcast.com. I'll be guesting with the Bachelor RHAPup team with Haley and Amy next week. So that'll be fun. But I'm just bouncing all around doing my thing. So just trying to get people to listen to the podcast. Oh, by the way, just dropped the Enneagram podcast, my first ever podcast I did with Rob. So,
Yes.
if you were not there in 2020 when I did that with Rob, I was very nervous. It was my first thing, but it was a big hit. So check it out on the YouTube page. That's youtube.com/@recapkickback.
Yes. And as for me, as always, I'm covering pop culture, celebrity gossip, you name it. We're talking about it over on Mess Magnets with Kirsten McKennis on Rob as a website /mess feed. Where listen, if you want to know why hashtag who the F did I marry was trending, we're going to be talking about it. All right. Check that out. And of course, Bryce, Isaiah, and I talk Love and Hip Hop Atlanta every other week. So check that out on the Purple Pants feed or on the Bryce Isaiah YouTube channel. Honestly, Chef's Kiss show. Our stories are even funnier than the show sometimes, but whatever. And I was a guest on the 90 Day Fiance pod with Puya. So check all that out and follow me on Twitter at funsize_04 to keep up with everything I'm doing. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye.